here with you for the compliment, so I'm sorry I'm Canada presently. The presentation that I will make now is about how to make demand prediction when we have a noisy dataset. My name is Bruno Agard, and I'm from the Laboratory on Data Intelligence in the Department of Mathematics and Industrial Engineering in Polytechnic Montreal in Canada. That's it. For that, I will start to present a case study with a problem in different steps. So we make the supposition that I'm a company and I'm delivering a weak material. It's a gas under pressure in liquid form. So I make this gas and I need to deliver it to different companies. It's in a business-to-business context. My customers are different business and there are some reservoirs to fill. And it is my responsibility to come and to fill these customers as I decide. But the constraint is that it should never be empty. So, to start, we make the supposition that these customers have a stable consumption. It's wrong, but just to explain the problem. So if we suppose that one of these customers has a stable consumption with 2 units per month, what happens? Here we have a situation, we can see that the available volume of gas in this reservoir decreases, and sometimes it goes up because with some truck I put some gas back in the reservoir. So we see that it decreases, we fill it. It decreases, we fill it. So we want to see what happens from here. The problem is, for me, as a delivery company, the only information that I have is when I came and how much gas I put in the reservoir. So the real data that I have is this one. And this data is impacted by different things. For example, the volume of the reservoir of the company. The much bigger the reservoir, I don't need to go often, and I can put bigger volume here. And also the volume of my trucks. If I have small trucks, I will have to go many times, maybe every day, and to fill the tanks. So the results of the data of the delivery are a mix of logistics impacts and reservoir impacts as soon as with the real consumption. And if you see with the stable consumption, you still have some difficult delivery pattern. And with this data, the red one, we want to know if it is possible and how to predict the next volume to deliver to my customer. And that means 2 questions to answer. What is the volume to deliver? And at the same time, what is the date when I need to deliver that? It looks easy, but some difficulties arise now. First, we have different customers, and these customers have different business profile. For example, the first one, it's in agricultural sector, and we have seasonal pattern. If I prepare some strawberries or some apples or others, the date when I go to pick my fruits are different, and I have a periodical pattern. I may also have some hospital, for example, and here the consumption will grow all the time. And for others, from companies, we may have other patterns. And I don't know for these companies which category they have. Another situation is that each customer may have different kind of reservoir, some big one and some small one. Also, in few reservoirs, we have a sensor on the bottom right that gives the real pressure on the reservoir, but it's not always available. And this company, the company that I have, needs to deliver some customer all over a large territory. So because of this territory, we have some temperature and some altitude constraints that have impact, some roads, some distance that have impact on the delivery pattern. And we want to make this prediction. So what happened here, we work with a company and we ask the company to provide the data for the historical deliveries that they had. And here it's the real, an example here of the real data set of the delivery pattern of this customer over a 10-year period of time. And here is the noisy data set that we want to make prediction on, to predict for each customer in the business-to-business context, what is the date and what is the delivery volume that I need to provide. And for me, as a delivery company, I want to make as few as delivery as possible with full trucks and not to have any problem that reservoir is empty. So what happens here? So we have the initial situation. I want to deliver this person, and the first mission was here to read the data and try to extract some patterns from the data. What happens? The first thing that appears when you are working on the data is that for some period of time we didn't have any information of deliveries that look strange. And what happened for that is that for different situations, it may happen that I did not make the delivery by myself, but it's a concurrent company that had to make the delivery because I was not available. So for some time, I have some missing information because it's someone else that made the delivery. So the data is not here for this reason. Another reason is that we have different kind of reservoir. Some reservoir should be on vertical and others on horizontal position. But because of the sensor, the same volume of gas gives different pressure. So we also have this situation where we need to fix this data considering the different positions that we may have. Another situation that we need to correct in the data is we have a large territory with mountains, and some companies may be on high altitudes and other on low altitude, and that impacts on the pressure that we get on the sensor for the same amount of gas in the reservoir. Another situation that needs to be fixed is for the same reservoir, depending on the time of the day. And if it's in winter or summer, the sun may heat or not the reservoir on the same way and change the pressure of the gas in the reservoir. And finally, another mistake that we had in the data is that some data were missing because how it works is I'm a truck driver, I make a delivery, it may be Friday evening, I make the delivery. I plan to go back home, not too late, but I'm not happy. My truck is too much small. So I make a delivery. I could not fill correctly the reservoir, and at the last time, just before my day finish, I need to go back to my company, fill my truck, go back to the delivery, and finish to fill the reservoir. It's late. I fill the delivery volume on paper because it's spread all over the US. They didn't use advertisement. They fill the delivery here. I put that quantity of gas in this reservoir at this time, put that in this pocket, go back home. If we can, put this close somewhere and forget the paper in this pocket, and the data is destroyed. So what happened is, in addition that the data is noisy, is that we have several mistakes in the data that need to be considered. It was the first step on the project with this noisy dataset that took several time to be fixed. So what happens after that? We have a noisy dataset, several situations to be fixed, and we still want to predict for the customers. What we did here was in several steps, and here how it goes. The first step was to translate the delivery data. Discrete data with missing information. We fill the missing information as much as we could with previous step correcting the data. And in order to be able to make better prediction, we try to smooth the data using the cross-cutting method. So the cross-cutting method is a prediction method that is where we update the prediction as soon as we have data. If we don't have any data, the prediction is constant, and we have a new information, we adapt the prediction. So we make some aggregation, smoothing, and another aggregation. After that, we have some smooth time series data, not that smooth, but at least without missing point in the time series. The next step, what was it? We took each customer with its specific pattern, and between each customer, we compute distance with the pattern of the demand. What is the shape of the demand of each customer? So we have a large matrix with each line and each column is customers that I need to deliver. It is past data of delivery pattern, and we compute this distance matrix for each of them using a dynamic time mapping method. And the dynamic time mapping method computes how much it costs to go from a signal to another one, so to transform the signal. So the bigger the distance is, it means that the two signals do not have the same shape. Now what we have, a big matrix with all customer to customer identified by the distance of their patterns. What was the next step? The next step with this matrix was to compute groups in the data. We wanted to make groups with customers with similar patterns. They don't have exactly the same data, but the same pattern. For example, they have a seasonal pattern with a peak in summer. Another group may be a seasonal pattern with a peak in winter. Another group may be a seasonal pattern with two peaks, etc., etc. So we have these different groups with similar patterns. And here, what it looks. So from the data on the left top, with these different steps, we are able to extract some group of customers with similar patterns. And then, with these similar patterns, we were able to compute an average pattern in each group. And for each of them, in each group, we were able to make some prediction to what would be needed in the future. And something for the next step here was now to evaluate how good or bad the predictions are here. And for that, we needed to develop some new metrics to be able to evaluate that. Because imagine if you have a consumption of 2 units per week, I may come and deliver you 2 products every week, or I can deliver you 4 products every 2 weeks, or 8 products every 4 weeks, or I can deliver you 2 products today, 10 products the day after, and wait 5 days, and etc. etc. So there were different delivery patterns that may permit to satisfy the same consumption from these customers from the patterns that were here. So this was the different steps that we had to do to make these predictions. It looks easy, but it was a long trip. From the first thing to the last thing, it was almost close to 7 years for that, and we PhD students work on this project. First one, voluntary, made the market segmentation from the data just to extract the behavior from the noisy dataset. It was still a challenge to make these groups over here from the noisy dataset and missing data. The next step was made by the same student, was to prepare the data for the forecasting. What happens when we have a transaction missing that needs to be put, that we need to be filled in order to get better input data. Another step that had to be done, again for pulmonary, is to make that a first version to be able to make prediction to go from one customer in a group to one customer, because there was some smoothing here, also some normalization in the data that need to go back, because the smooth data here was something close to the consumption, but that may be different from the delivery pattern that we had previously. With that, we have the volume, the consumption from the customer, but we didn't have the delivery pattern. And to go from the consumption to different delivery pattern, we had another student, Corey Ducharme, who worked on that to predict when the reservoir may need some gas, to be able to predict the date as the latest date that was possible to deliver, to planify when I should deliver, and then with the work of Murray, we add the volume. When we have these two information, actual metrics were not pertinent to evaluate the reliability, the performance of the method. So we had another student that need to make this performance metrics better in order to evaluate this problem. And based on that, Corey Ducharme could finally go back improve the forecasting. Just to say that we go from a noisy data set to prediction customer by customer, maybe sometimes a large challenge, and that involves a lot of time and a lot of steps. Why that? Because many students get some data from company and they believe that it's fast, and many companies are, okay, we have data, I want to get the information from there. But yes, we can do it, but it's a long and difficult job to go from one element to the other one. And at the end, it's still really performance, and the company could save a lot of money in this delivery. I hope it was not too fast. That was the presentation. I don't know if you have any question or anything that I can answer.
Thank you very much. So, yes, if you have any question. Hi, Professor. Could you hear me?
Yes.
Thanks for your topic. So I just have the question about the techniques you use in your step-by-step. About after you collect the data, I see you have the distance matrix for the tensor. So what you select the distance matrix? Because I know we have a lot of the distance method. So what's the distance method you use in your topic?
The distance used in this situation was dynamic time wrapping, which is a method that permits to compare the shape of two signals. So it looks at the shape of the signal and see it evaluates a kind of energy that that's necessary to transform a signal in another one.
You check the similarity of the data.
Yes, it evaluates the similarity in the form of the signal.
Okay, that's I got it. And after you listen for the check some data, and the next step you group the data. Could I ask you what's the algorithm you use for the group data? I mean, is it you have the k-mean, k-mean one first for the.
It was hierarchical algorithm for clustering. I'm just looking for the name in English. Hierarchical clustering.
So with the mapping demonstration, I think you collect the data, right? So now you only use the data have already collected to predict, or you can use this mathematical model to the online data.
The data that we have collect is only the data of the deliveries.
If for the stocks, we have some new order, and this is the new data, and it's the continuous data, online data. So that models can deal with it.
The continuous online data, we don't have it because the customers, at the end, they don't want to share the information of the sensors because they say that it's their property and that they are secrets. We have the information of the sensor only if we go to the on the security level, and we need to go fast. So for all the other information about the per month, depending on the company. We don't have this information. We just have the figure where it's close to empty. It's okay, you have to come. The sensor is not connected to online system. It's just like a go-no-go system on the reservoirs.
Okay. All my question. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Another question? Thank you for the presentation. You made a prediction system for gas delivery, but it's cumulative error. For most of prediction system, as Kalman or something like that, you have a corrected system inside. But how do you prevent this kind of cumulative error?
Here, we could not. And because we don't have the real consumption, so we cannot evaluate at the end the consumption prediction to the real one. What we can use for comparison is that the new deliveries that we do from this time permit to fill the tanks. So when I go to fill a tank, there's a time and a volume that was completed on my side. I go to the reservoir of my customer, I fill this tank, and I evaluate if I need to put more or less than what was expected. And that at this time that we are able to see that. But as soon as there's a distance, we have a new, different volume that is delivered compared to the new one, and the croissant method make an adjustment on the prediction for the next step. So as soon as we go back to make a delivery, the prediction for the following period adapts. So we cannot in advance make a distance from the real to the predicted. We go, we make a delivery, and we adapt. So for each period, when we have a data, we adjust. So even if we had a metric to evaluate this distance and how to it propagates, it does not propagate because at each delivery, we change the formula and we adapt. So we would have a great mark, but that will not be fair because we correct every time.
Okay, thank you. But it's linked to the gas truck embark more than if you need at prediction.
We would love that, but it's expensive also to carry, to drive trucks that is too big. And if we put too much gas, we come back with some gas at the end. So we don't want to do that. And what we do is almost every day, the truck at the part of the day, we empty the truck, but the reservoir is not full. And we come back tomorrow to finish with a new truck.
Maybe after you could predict 0 and how many of the tanks you need later.
It's a following step of the project, and we want to adapt which truck needs to go on each route. So because we have big trucks and small trucks, and we want to select the good truck on the good road.
Okay, thank you.
But it's still on process. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. We have a question on the chat. This is the question.
Oh, sorry. Yes, it's a single dimension focus. The question is, that for the pattern similarity, I use dynamic time mapping because it's a single dimension focus. But no, but yes, we have a single dimension data. We just have the volume per time to predict. It's not a multivariate data here.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Agard.
Thank you.